There was a big announcement seemingly on the internet, even though it didn't come directly from family. Arch Manning set to return to the University of Texas next year. We obviously have not heard this directly from Arch Manning or the family. This is via Schefter's report from Adelson's report here about what is the plan for Arch Manning going forward. It felt like, and this is just my perspective on it, and I think you could go back to September of last season on College Game Day, where there was a lot of talk about Arch Manning becoming the starter because Quinn Ewers got hurt. Arch played a couple games. He played really good. They blew some teams out. They obviously had an incredible team that would end up making it to the semifinals and losing to Ohio State and everything like that, the Texas team. But Arch was playing for a couple games, and Quinn Ewers maybe wasn't playing his best ball going into it. So there was an easy, natural conversation that Arch should be the starter, Arch should be the starter. And it got really loud. I mean, it got really loud. And there was a lot of people that were just trying to live in a fairy tale land saying, this shouldn't be that big of a deal. You know, nobody should make this that big of a deal. This is just standard operating procedure. It's like, the world has watched this guy play football since he's like in 10th grade. His entire family name is football. So like if he's going to be playing football games, it's going to be a story. Like that is just kind of how it is. So the Manning family came out and was like, hey, you don't lose a job from injury. This is Quinn Ewers' job. We are very here. And then I was also told that like, hey, Arch is not rushing this college football process either. Like he is okay. He understands what he's signed up for. He doesn't mind the process getting better and, you know, the entire college football thing. So the narrative that he's rushing through this or wants to get on the field so that he can potentially speed up the clock to get to the NFL and maybe get ready. It's like, that was never from the Mannings. So like, I don't think this is abnormal to hear this as announced, and maybe with how the season went, it wasn't exactly what he was thinking, but obviously, BA, you know the Manning family very well. You know quarterbacks very well. There was still chatter about him maybe being the number one overall pick because he is Arch Manning, and he has shown some spots of being very good at football this season, even though the entire season hasn't been it. What are your thoughts on this decision, and how do you kind of feel whenever you hear it about Arch?
Yeah, I think that was the plan all along. I mean, the Manning family, they're going 4 years. They're going to develop all the way and be totally ready when they get to the NFL. And I don't think it's any different for Arch than it was Peyton and Eli. And so it's like, yeah, he got better and better this year, but he's still not a finished product. Go back, enjoy yourself, play college football, learn, keep learning. And I think next year he will be the number one pick.
You can never go and do college again. You know, like that is a message, especially if you're making millions of dollars. We don't know what his contract is and don't want to pocket watch. He has a Red Bull deal as well, amongst other deals. So if you're already making millions of dollars and your family is okay, you know, money-wise, financial-wise, your situation is what it is. If you can go back another year in a system that you know, with a team that you know, and potentially accomplish something that you had dreams of, feels like probably easy decision for Arch, even though maybe there's talks of him still being top 5 pick because he is Arch Manning.
Oh, I wouldn't call it easy, you know, being in his shoes, maybe for the people around him, but as a kid or a young man who has the opportunity to, you look around the landscape, he can definitely be the quarterback that flies up the charts and be the number one pick. So that's always, I think, a tough decision in any sport when you have that opportunity. But like B.A. said, been in the family with 2 former number one overall picks who went the whole ride through college, and they didn't have to either. So having that guidance around him, having the family around him, definitely, I think, part of the decision was kind of made for him, and then he obviously has to make the final call. So I like this, though. He needs to go back and develop, hopefully have a fully healthy season, and be that guy coming out.
AJ, enjoy the little run that Ohio State's been having. Because what I read from that tweet is, we're back. And that's the Texas Longhorns, AJ Hawk.
Maybe. Hey, it's good. I want the Texas Longhorns to be a solid team, obviously. But did Arch put in his draft grade? You know, you can try to apply or whatever, and they'll tell you where you might get drafted. Do they do that?
I have no idea. I would assume that his family does know from people that they know what people are thinking or saying. I assume he has access to all information while they're making these types of decisions. And people are going to say, well, that's nepotism. Because, yeah. It is. Yeah, and it's not his fault either. Like, that is not Arch's fault. It's like his grandpappy is maybe the grandpappy of football, just as a whole, you know, college football and the NFL. His uncles are obviously Hall of Famers, Super Bowl champions, and also promoted by the league and by football as the faces of football. So Arch might get access to things and viewed and talked about differently than everybody else. That's just life. I think that's just kind of how it is. And to that point, maybe the beginning of the season was a lot for Arch, and maybe he was nowhere near his best ball, and he had to experience that. And maybe that's a part of development of being a good quarterback, is like when everybody is expecting you to be the greatest player of all time, like your uncles were, and talking about that with a team that's supposed to go win a national championship, mentally, mindset, forcing things, maybe not being the quarterback that you are. That's a part of college development to make it into the NFL. So maybe that's behind him, and now he wants to work on everything else going forward.
Yeah, and I think there could be, maybe a little bit of human nature involved too, looking at next year's potential, top 3. Like, okay, well, the Raiders fucking suck, and they might for a really long time. I don't want the Jets are really bad. The Giants, they obviously have a quarterback, but like all these teams, why wouldn't you, if you have the opportunity to go back and maybe win a national championship and continue to get better, why wouldn't you just, put the dice back in the Yahtzee cup and just shake that up again and, maybe try to get a Yahtzee next year?
Let's go to Hammer. Dahn. AP Tone, your thoughts on Texas getting their quarterback back, not only for next season, but transfer portal. You got Arch Manning as the quarterback. During the recruiting period, you were able to say it. What are your thoughts on it all, Tone?
Yeah, I think after the way the season started, that this is kind of how everyone thought it was probably going to be. He did get a lot better as the season went on, and that's expected as your first season as a starting quarterback in college football. And we look at all these quarterbacks that come out. Guess what? If you play more games, you're going to play better in the NFL. It's kind of how it works. And also, a lot of these guys who are now staying extra years, a lot of them are making more in their last year of college football than they would as a rookie in the NFL. So I think that probably might – I'm not saying it has anything to do with Arch, because like we said with his NIL and the family and everything like that, he's going to be fine. But a lot of these quarterbacks, they're making more. I shouldn't say a lot more. They're making more in their final year of college than they would as a rookie quarterback.
Salary-wise, not signing bonus-wise, but still a point remains. We understand it's a new world in college ball where you are making a lot of money, and he stays in a system. He gets a chance to, there's a lot of expectation that are going to come with it, as they should. Maybe we'll see Arch at the top.
Ooh.
Tough decision.
DJ Lagway, he's hitting the road, Jack.
Mm-hmm. Bryce Underwood soon.
Where's he going?
Definitely away from Michigan.
Dylan Raiola, he's on the way out.
Yeah, he's at Sorsby.
Yeah, there's some QBs out there.
Sorsby, yeah, Cincinnati's quarterback.
Levitt,
yeah. Sam Levitt leaving.
Oh, shit.
Transfer portal is about to be.
Shit.
Pew, 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 pew. Explosive shots. Shout out to Gannon.